7:20 p.m., March 3rd, 2026. Wade Allen Heineman. I'm on Main Street here in Fairbank. Ford Expedition, 191,420 miles. I've not left Iowa in months. Trump is a traitor, liar, and thief. Return the $10 billion you stole for the Board of Peace and then immediately started a war with Iran unprovoked. You're a war criminal now, thief of $10 billion. You are a traitor for the state of Israel. You promised you weren't going into Iran a long time ago. You said multiple things about not going into Iran. It's the dumbest thing ever. And there you are, starting a war with Iran for Israel. You're a traitor, you're a thief, and you're a liar. I'm on Main Street, as I said. I was half mile north of Fairbank in the steel shed. All day today, I slept from about 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. or so, 3:15 p.m. I think. I was in the steel shed there, half mile north of Fairbank by myself. This is on my phone. This is a video on my phone. I'll just show that I'm in Fairbank here. There's the library with the sign across the street. This is Floral Images, Fairbank, Iowa. QIJ 335, my Ford Expedition. You can see I have the deciduous rims parked. There's the USPS in the center, and there's that mural across the street from the library. You can see that female, the little girl with the fireflies there. And there's my Ford Expedition. I've not left Iowa in months. I've not left the USA since 2002. Here is the meteorite, diamond meteorite. I've shown many times now. Here's the other one that I have often shown over here. You can see it glows here. Epiphone Excellente. These again are compression wraps that I haven't used yet because my legs are still healing from the energy attack leg injuries. You can see here I'm logged into at Wade Allen Heineman Man. At Wade Allen Heineman Man. At WadeAllenHeineman. And you can see I can post here if I want to. And I can switch accounts. Put it up here. Switch accounts. You can see Wade Allen Heineman Man. Oops. Click on switch count. And switch accounts. And that'll be, oh shit. And then I'm on at I am Wade Heineman. And you can see I can post on at I am Wade Heineman. Both mine. We'll pull up my, here's my at Wade's second account at WADES2ND. Trump is a traitor, liar, and thief. Vote out AIPAC, ban Palantir. This is my bio, imprison Netanyahu. There's my picture with green eyes. That's why I did that. So you can see I have green eyes. There's my Ford Expedition with the QIJ 335. Yeah, QIG 335. License plate. President Netanyahu. All picks me, never married. I don't DM, never attracted to kids. And you can see that I can post on here as well. At Wade second. Scroll down, pictures of me. They're all pictures of myself. Not left Iowa in months. This is my 2-sled experiment revisited. More information that I put up on my, basically saying, this was posted, what time? October 16th. All right. It's posted, where's the date? 2:37 p.m. February 24th is when I posted this. Imagine a boat wake spreading out behind you, only in an ether. The photon is moving forward through like particles, no momentum photons, and pushing them forward. So the boat wake is going forward in an ether when you hit it with the no momentum photon, or when you hit it with the photon, it's pushing like a boat wake forward rather than, and splitting rather than projecting the boat wake rearward, because you're pushing something through an ether, so of like particles. So I explained that there, and I had this is a previous post on it, 12:39 p.m. October 16th, 2023. The 2-slit experiment exposes interference patterns of waves where gravity is a low-impact player. Light particles are being scattered in intersections. Water waves do a similar thing, but it's the difference between a whirlpool, gravity-dominated, and a quasar. Quasar goes two directions in three-dimensional space, and whirlpool, basically you have a plane and it goes downward in one direction three-dimensionally. So that's what I was doing there. This is explaining how Jews coexist with people. Gaza is in rubble, Syria is in war zone, Libya is a failed state, Iraq is in tatters, Iran is being bombed, Australians are being jailed, Brits are being jailed, Americans are being censored, debanked, and deplatformed. This is how Jews coexist with people around them in the world. I gave Pakistan and North Korea permission to nuke Israel if Israel uses a nuke. It says Hebrew sources, Israel plans to use a nuclear bomb against Iran. So I'm saying, if they're going to use a nuclear bomb, it's okay for the other countries to use a nuclear bomb on Israel. That's, if they're going to start a war against people all around them, they don't get special treatment. Israel did it. That's black. That's this is in response to, it says, who fired the missile that killed over 150 elementary schoolgirls in Iran? Of course, it was Israel that did it to try and make USA look bad, because blackmail is Israel's nature. This is where I call Trump a war criminal. War criminal for satanic Israel, liar, traitor, and thief. This is not about me supporting one country or another. It is me against Israel dominating the world with their satanic, no fucking, they have, they're the most immoral country in the world. And they're a fake state founded by the Rothschilds. They are not even a real state. They are not in the Bible. The Bible is for the descendants of Jacob, and obviously Benjamin Netanyahu is a Polish guy who's pale white. He's not a descendant of Jacob, and neither is most of the people that are in charge of Israel. ISIS was created by CIA and Israel, and so is Al-Qaeda, so I don't want to ever hear I was connected to any nefarious group, as has been indicated since around 9/11, 2001. I've never been associated with any nefarious group or terrorists. You fucking goddamn pieces of shit if you try and claim that. F you chump. You just see that. I'm very angry that he went back on his word, and he stole money for $10 billion to the Board of Peace, and he's lying. So is Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio got caught up and told the truth yesterday, and then he tried to bury it today because he's a liar as well. More of that. There's a video down here where Roseanne Barr in 2024 tells the truth about these people actually eating people and drinking their blood. And you can tell she's telling the truth. This shows the extent of the range of Israel's or of Iran's missiles, and it doesn't come anywhere close to the USA, and that was the lie that started this war, just like we had a lie that started the Iraq war. This guy always shows up with his bald head. He's got a white Ford F-150. He always shows up when I'm parked beside the library. I don't know who the guy is. I suspect he's one of the criminal frauds, but I don't know. He just showed up. I didn't know he was coming, but there he is again. It says it's 40 degrees here. 7:45. I don't think it's not quite 7:45. That clock is always ahead. See the bald guy? I don't know who he is. He always shows up when I'm parked here at night. So, don't know who he is. March 3rd, 2026, youtube.com/@IAM, WADEHEINEMAN. That's what this one is for. There he goes. And my other YouTube is youtube.com/WADEALANHEINEMAN. X.com/WADES2ND. I was parked at my parents' red and white barn home all night from about, 7 p.m., around 7 p.m. to about 6:35 a.m. And then I went to North Fairbank on V68 all day. Was parked there and slept about 6 hours inside the steel shed. Was there by myself as always. Not been with anybody day or night since 2016 in any way whatsoever. Anyone that's around me or portrayed around me is a criminal who has never been invited to be around me, and probably while I'm asleep, because they use surveillance to tip them off when I fall asleep so they can break in and steal valuable stones 75 plus times. Or around 75 times. We'll say around 75 times since March of 2024. I've not worked for anyone since 2018. That's still true. I am self-employed, but I'm about to lose about half my properties because of a loan bias. I've not been able to get a loan, and I can't get a job. I can't work a job prior to that because I was forced out of 2 jobs by the network of criminals that take jobs where I go and then harass me out of the jobs. And the third job that I got, they sabotaged my work vehicle before I got started, which was a USPS job. I still am very wealthy by the valuable stones I have, but I can't sell them because there's not a market for them that I can get to at this point. So they've been stolen 75 times, and frauds have staged lies with them and such. I have some of them in safe deposit boxes and such. I'm the only one that has access to those safe deposit boxes. Somebody was trying to say I had storage locker. I have safe deposit boxes, but I don't have a storage locker in decades. I've not rented a storage locker in decades, whatever the staged lies are there. You see somebody's watching TV up above the apartment, above that sign over there. There's a TV light going on just to the right of the... I didn't notice that before until now. So, there's my hand. I already showed this. I think I did 10.7 inches. In Fairbank, Iowa, not left this area for months. And I'll turn around, show my face. There is the paper and my face, green eyes. Signing off, way down in Heinemann. In Fairbank, Iowa, not left Iowa in months, not left the United States since 2002, never been in the military, never been married, not been on a plane or jet since 2011. Never been married. I already said that. Never been gay or transgender. Would never be with a male. Putting my penis in a guy's ass is not appealing. Is gross to me, and same thing, vice versa. I would never do that. Never have, never will. Whatever's been depicted, I would never be with a male. Only ever been with natural adult female sexually or romantically. Never had sex with a minor or child, and not attracted to children. Never tried to meet a child. Never tried to communicate with a child. Whatever all that is, stage lies. I'm free to go. Not had a weapon in my hands in 6 years. No gun in my hands in 6 years, and I've only ever owned a shotgun legally, and never owned any other kind of, or had possession of any other gun. Never been involved in trafficking of any kind in any way, drugs, people, guns, or anything ever, and I never would be. Signing off, Wade Heineman.